Hello and welcome back to Pictorial Planet. My name's John Finch. We're going to be diving deeper today into FX55. Now, some of you have contacted me and said, John, I use ascorbic acid in developers like E72 for my papers. Can I use that ascorbic acid in FX55? And the answer is yes. There is a way to do that, and I've written about that in my book. Now, one of the ways to do it is to be able to make a B solution so that you can use this instead of the dry chemicals that we add in the regular formula. And you know what? The best thing for me to do to explain all of this is to get over to the darkroom sink and demonstrate what I'm talking about. Hang on in there, because later on in the video we are going to be making that B solution, and I'm going to show you exactly how to make that. It works very well indeed, and it lasts for ages. And thank you to my patrons. I got to thank you guys. You bring these videos out for all these YouTubers. You support this channel, so thank you. If you want to support the channel, look at the link below and join as a subscriber, as a patron. Thank you for that. So let's crack on. Let's find out a bit more about this marvelous developer by Geoffrey Crawley. When Crawley originally formulated FX55, one of the things he had in mind was what they call sudden death that Extol had experienced, and some say his own FX50 had experienced. We don't know exactly why sudden death happens, but it is thought that possibly the ascorbate reacts with impurities in the water and goes bad, and it's random and you don't know when it's going to happen, hence the name sudden death. Of course, we don't want that to happen, and Crawley did not want to put out a formula into the public domain that this would happen. So the way he formulated it was to create the working solution of alkaline first, and then add the developing agents right before you develop the film. This means they're at their peak of freshness and there'll be no sudden death experience. And it works very well. Let me demonstrate how that works. So I've got my A solution here that we talked about in the last video. This is just a balanced alkali solution. And I've poured off 50 milliliters of that. And this 50 milliliters is going to go in here to make a 500 milliliter working developer. So I'm going to add that there, and I'm going to make that up to 500 milliliters with water at developer temperature. There we are at 500. Now that is an alkaline solution, and what I need to do is add the developing agents. So the first one I add is sodium ascorbate. And because I'm making 500 ml, I'm going to add 0.6 of a gram of sodium ascorbate. Let's dissolve that. There we are. And the second developing agent that's in this developer is phenidone. And remember, I talked about making a solution of phenidone in glycol. It's much better, much easier to use. It stops your phenidone going bad. And I make a 1% solution. So 5 milliliters will make the 0.05 grams of phenidone I need for this solution. So I have a syringe here with 5 milliliters of that in there, and I can just put that in. And I now have a working FX55 developer solution ready to develop with. Now, a lot of people thought that was a faff, and they didn't want to have this messing around weighing out dry chemicals in order to make their developer just before developing a film. And so a fella called Patrick Gaynor in the United States came up with an idea that you could make the developing agents into their own solution. And he came up with the idea of dissolving them into an organic solvent. And this is an example of that. This is propylene glycol, and it has in it ascorbic acid. Note that is not sodium ascorbate. There are two different chemicals. In this, it is ascorbic acid and the phenidone, and they dissolve very well in propylene glycol. And the third thing that's in there is something to make it a little bit more alkaline, which it needs in order to balance properly with this working solution. So this is really easy to use. All I have to do for my 500 ml is, again, I would add my 50 milliliters of A. We have to have that in there because that's what's going to make the alkaline bath that the developer needs. We make that up to 500 like that, and then we just measure from our solution here 10 milliliters. That's all we have to do. There's no dry chemicals to play around with then. We just pop that in, make sure it all goes in there, dissolve it, and there we have an FX55 working developer ready to develop a film. Now that, to a lot of people, is a nice, simple, straightforward way of doing it. And I'm going to show you now how to make this second liquid developing agent solution. So in order to make this solution for our developing agents, I'm going to need a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to need ascorbic acid. Now, I'll remind you, this is not sodium ascorbate. The two do not work the same in this particular solution, so use ascorbic acid. It's important. Sodium ascorbate won't even dissolve in an organic solvent. You're going to need phenidone. I've just got some phenidone A here. Phenidone B would work just as well, no problems at all there. You're going to need TEA. I'll put a picture of that up now to show you what that is so you can get hold of that. It's easy to purchase. And you're going to need propylene glycol. Now, I've already got some propylene glycol here that I've warmed up to about 45 degrees, and it's hand hot. I can hold it in my hand, but it is hot. You don't want it to be too hot, because if it's too hot, it could deteriorate the phenidone. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my ascorbic acid. And here I have 12 grams of ascorbic acid. Oh, by the way, there's 150 milliliters of propylene glycol there. 12 grams. And I just dissolve that ascorbic acid right into that propylene glycol. It takes a short while. It doesn't go instantly in, but it does dissolve in nicely. Just keep crushing the little bits at the bottom, and you can see it's starting to go in nicely now. And after a few minutes, that will go right into solution. So just keep it at 45 to 50 degrees centigrade and just keep stirring until it's dissolved. I warm this up in the microwave. Of course, you can always use a hot plate as well, which is useful. There. I'll speed the video up so we can get this in solution. And you can see it's been a few minutes now and it's starting to go in. One thing that might speed it up a little bit going in is if I add the TEA at this point. So I've got 30 milliliters of TEA here, and I'm going to add it to this, and the TEA is warm as well. TEA is another organic solvent like propylene glycol, although TEA brings with it some alkalinity, and that's very important because the ascorbic acid will make the working solution too acidic and it won't work properly. And so what we have to do is add a bit more alkaline, and that's how we do it with this. We add 30 ml of TEA, and that's now dissolving nicely. Yeah, that helped it along a bit. That's lovely. And now I'm going to add 1 gram of phenidone. Phenidone also dissolves nicely into organic solvents. While I'm stirring this, I'll recap and put it up on the screen for you. So I have 150 milliliters of propylene glycol. I add 12 grams of ascorbic acid, stir, and then add 30 milliliters of TEA. Keep stirring to dissolve the ascorbic acid, and finally add 1 gram of phenidone. That's looking really good. It's nearly dissolved. There are still some particles in there, so I'll have to be stirring this for a little while longer and reheating it to keep it up at that 45 to 50 centigrade. But when I am done dissolving all those chemicals in, I'm going to add a little bit more propylene glycol to take it up to the 200 milliliter mark. There. So that has created 200 milliliters of what we call part B, which has our developing agents in it. And for each 500 ml of working solution for working developer, we add 10 ml of this solution. So I hope that's helpful. It's a good way of being able to use your ascorbic acid if you can't get hold of sodium ascorbate. It also makes it quite easy to use the developer, a little bit easier perhaps than weighing out the dry chemicals. This solution will keep for years, so you don't have to worry about it on the shelf, which is handy. And all in all, I think it's a good solution to making FX55. I got to thank my patrons for bringing this to you on YouTube. They are the ones that sponsor all of these videos. They sponsor me writing my second book as well. So if you want to help, if you want to sponsor these kind of videos on YouTube and the writing of the second book on film photography, then please go over to Patreon now and join and become a subscriber on my Patreon channel. Every little bit helps me to be able to continue bringing you these videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll have you another video in a few days' time. Bye for now.